In this tutorial, we are going to learn how to create a box plot using StatCrunch. I have loaded a new data set into our group page for this tutorial. However, you will see under the data sets box in our group page, there are only 5 data sets listed. These are the original 5 we've been working with. If you look over to the right, it says that it's showing 1 of 5 of 6 data sets. If you click on 6 data sets, this will take us to a screen showing all of the data sets I have loaded into our group page. At the very bottom, we have Math 120, Final Exam Scores, Spring 14, and Fall 14. Click on that data set to open it into our StatCrunch spreadsheet, and you will see that the first column is composed of the final exam scores for Spring 2014, while the second column has the final exam scores for Fall 2014. We want to create box plots for both of these sets of data. We can do that at the same time. The key here is to remember that we are creating a graph. So when I go up to my menu bar, I'm going to click on the Graph button, and then I'm going to go down until I see Box Plot. Clicking on Box Plot, our dialog box pops up for a box plot. Since I want to use both sets of data here, I'm going to click on Spring 2014, press Control on my keyboard, and then click on Fall 2014 to make sure both data sets appear in the box on the right. The next thing we want to focus on is this Other Options section of our box plot dialog box. We always want to click on Use Fences to identify outliers. You do need to know how to calculate fences by hand as outlined in the textbook. However, for our box plots, StatCrunch will do that for us. We also want to click on Draw Boxes Horizontally. You don't have to use this option, but I prefer my box plots horizontal to vertical. I'm going to scroll on down through the dialog box to my graph properties. We always want to give our axes labels no matter what type of graph you're creating. So my x-axis label is going to be what the data set represents, and that would be final exam scores. Our y-axis label is going to be what each box plot is for, and in this case that is by semester. And then another thing you always want to do with any type of graph is give it a title. This is not a specific title you have to have, meaning that everybody could have a different title to their box plot, but a title must be included. Alright, so I'm going to title this Math 120 Final Exam Scores by Semester. Then I click on Compute. Our box plots appear in our spreadsheet, and we can see that on the top we have our box plot for Fall 2014, and on the bottom we have our box plot for Spring 2014. Notice that the box plot for Spring 2014 has 3 dots lying outside of the whiskers of our box plot. Those dots represent outliers, so those are values that lie outside of the fences. However, for Fall 2014, we see that there are no outliers in this data set.